Yo, listen, do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'ma need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. This motherfucker doing. This ain't tweeting out cause I'm in here. Hey yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Bob. Y'all need to stay quiet. Pop, I saw Rapto. You got attention right now. Man, just do what the I told you to do. And don't forget about the list. Make sure that kid is fucking fine. Alright.
Federal prosecutors have recently informed the judge that Diddy has been pressuring fellow inmates to use their phone privileges to reach out to witnesses. Evidence has emerged showing communication between Diddy and the alleged witnesses, putting him in serious legal jeopardy. Phone records indicate exchanges between Diddy and his son, as well as a call with someone thought to be Jay-Z.
Yeah, I wonder if Puffy has a boyfriend right now in jail. What do you think?
I believe Puffy may have engaged in some activity.
Right. They say the inmates, they fight each other over the right to make his bed in the morning.
Anybody doing that is participating in the activity. If that's true, like, I don't know. I don't think Puffy would have to say that. But what do you think about that phone call?
Which one?
With him and his son.
Nah, I didn't hear it.
What, you didn't, come on.
Nah, I didn't hear it. But which phone call?
Who does your research for you? Just you?
Nah, I got an assistant.
Yeah, you need to talk to him.
Okay.
The prison called him and his son when he's talking about, is Jay-Z getting back to you? Not responding. Then he said, okay. Everybody out there quiet all of a sudden, huh? He said, yeah, he said, don't worry about it. He said, yo, such and such want to know what to do about his car note. He told him, yo, man, tell him to go host a show or something. Don't he see what I'm dealing with? He said, but everybody's getting their laughs on, but we'll get the last laugh. It's a jail call. I don't know how you ain't got that, but that's crazy. Yeah. You got to come back to the 100 side of Clubhouse.
Okay, yeah, whatever you want.
You got to come back.
Whatever you want, man. I've been on before.
This is content.
This is content.
Like, Academics gives us our props. He tells us every morning,
Okay.
I go to the 100 side of Clubhouse replays and get content. But yeah, that phone call was wild, bro.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it was wild. Like,
hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
It gotta be up. It's no way.
Hold on. Twitter's usually a good place for this. So
Yeah,
this
that
is
phone call was wild.
Diddy call.
Shell called to his son.
With Justin? Or
yeah, one of them. Yeah, it was and I could tell he's kind of adapting. You know, I can hear the aggression and he like on some, you know, his mentality is changing.
Yo, listen, do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'ma need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes
He's talking in
left
code,
over
he's
from the
dumb.
pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah.
He's
Did
dumb.
Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting.
Yeah, watch.
What this motherfucker doing? These things sweet.
You heard him?
Cause I'm in here.
Jay-Z reach out.
You about to get out on bail. No. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Pop. It's fucking crazy right now.
You heard him? That's a threat. Keep going. It's gonna say some more.
that's it. That was the whole thing.
Oh, it's another part two
There's
to
more
it.
part? Yeah, okay.
The part two to that is, right? Now you caught that, right? Reach out to the producer. He's talking about.
He's talking about recycling pizza boxes.
No, but he said
clearly
reach out.
there's a code
He's
going
talking about
on,
reach
yeah.
out to the producer.
Yeah.
Fuck that, and let him know it's gonna be a new term to that Netflix flick. You know, he's talking about something he got on audio, on the video, right?
Yeah.
But he from there he went to like, let them laugh now. We're gonna laugh the loudest later. So
Prosecutors claim Diddy used specific apps to disguise the identities of those he was calling. Additionally, he contacted family members, instructing them to add others to the calls, making it difficult to identify who else was involved. Throughout these conversations, Diddy used coded language and directed his associates to destroy the evidence. The phone call between Diddy and Jay-Z is especially damaging, as Diddy allegedly names everyone involved, including Oprah, Jay-Z, and Ellen DeGeneres, implying that they are all involved in suppressing the situation.
Hello, Sean Diddy Combs. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Do you like being scared? I'm not going to scare you.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I know. I'm not going to do it. I have to thank you because the last time you were here, you turned me onto Twitter. I knew nothing about Twitter,
Yes.
and now it is so much fun. I'm playing so many games,
Yes.
and I get to give things away and help people out.
Yeah, you get to connect to the people. You get to make sure that they know that you care about them, and it's also you get to hear how they feeling about certain situations. And you get the news quicker than the news gives it to you.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party. But that was at the Holiday Inn, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so, and how old are your kids now? How many kids do you have?
I have 6.
6, and how old are they now? Well, you seem youthful. That's why they're
I'm
like,
youthful.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm fertile.
So, and your twins are here, right?
Yeah, the twins are here. They're in the back.
They're 3 years old, is that right?
No, they're going to be 3.
They're going to be 3.
Yes.
Little girls.
Yes, little girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to be 3 in December.
Are they spoiled rotten?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are you strict? Do you let, because obviously you can give them anything they want. Do you make them realize that everything is not readily available?
No, I really haven't gotten to that part.
Mm-hmm. With the other kids, though, like, do you?
Oh yeah. No, that's not really the role that I play.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
You're not strict.
No.
No. Do you?
I just want to love them. I just want to just give them everything that I can give them.
Now, when you're at home, because see, I have this certain image of you, because I know you get driven around, because I watch TV, I see what happens. Do you drive yourself ever?
Yes, I do drive myself sometimes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you do housework? Like, do you do dishes? Do you make your bed? Like, if you take a shirt off and you go, that's not what I'm gonna, do you fold it back or do you hang it back up?
I got a problem with that. I just, for some reason, I have a problem with dropping things on the floor.
You just drop it on the floor?
Yeah.
See, but I do feel like you may not do that. You're neat, though, right? I would imagine your closet is color coordinated. Everything is hung in a certain, right? So you're neat. It's just that you're not the person that puts it back. All right.
Media outlets have obtained court documents that outline Diddy's role in blackmail and witness tampering. Some victims of these threats reported them to authorities, leading to Diddy's denial of bail. Consequently, the judge ruled that Diddy will not be eligible for bail in the future.
I'm Candy Whitworth here in Los Angeles, and we have breaking news right now on ABC News Live. A judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking case. The producer and rapper has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Combs was previously denied bail back in September as well. For more on this, I'm going to bring in ABC News legal contributor Shauna Lloyd, who's joining us on the phone, as well as ABC News News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse for more on this. So I'm glad to have you both here with us. So first of all, Shauna, let's jump here to you because I'm curious at all if you're surprised by this ruling from the judge here again to deny bail to Sean Diddy Combs.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated, despite having an order that says he's not supposed to. So under these types of conditions, we usually find that the judge will not grant bail in order to preserve the judicial system and the witnesses and ensure that people feel comfortable being able to come to court and testify without being threatened with violence.
And that's part of exactly what the judge is saying, that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. I mean, Mike Muse, that is quite a statement here when someone is trying to get out on bail, noting that his defense lawyer said, let him out on bail. He would be in his 3-bedroom apartment right in New York and that he would be monitored at all times. And the judge just not buying it.
Not buying it at all, Kana. And safety can mean a couple different things. Safety just doesn't mean free from harm of violence. Safety can also, too, means emotional and mental dynamics that could occur by Sean Combs reaching out to potential witness to get them to possibly change their testimony, to feel threatened that if they were to come forward and to testify against him, associates on the outside may be able to get in contact with them, really making them feel unsafe to go before the court, go before jury, go before the witness stand and to testify. What we're also too seeing is the judge brought in evidence from a text that Cassie sent to Diddy after the elevator incident, where Cassie said, quote, you are sick to think that it was okay to do what you did to me, really feeding into what the judge is concerned about in terms of physical safety. So we highlighted mental and emotional safety as well as physical safety that the judge has cited as a reason needing to keep to deny Sean Combs bail.
Right, and of course that violent incident with Cassie is certainly the crux of this case, and we know that his lawyers have pushed back on that video a lot. His lawyer at one point said that in fact is evidence of a relationship deteriorating when it is viewed clearly very differently by the judge here in this case. But also, Shauna, I'm curious as to your thoughts here on these allegations, right, of witness tampering. We've heard these allegations that he was, using other inmates' phone accounts to try to make phone calls in a way to make it so that they wouldn't be monitored. And there's also this concern that he might be trying to influence the jury pool via social media even while he's behind bars.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the judge really looked into that because although we know that these are allegations, there's been no evidentiary hearing as to whether or not these actually rise to the level of obstruction. Just the idea that he is not even following the rules that are enlisted by the prison is already a sign to the judge that he may not follow any conditions that are set forth. And so those type of allegations, whether or not there's been an evidentiary hearing, just speaks to the actions of the individual while incarcerated. And if you're not having good behavior at that time, the judge is going to look to say that, even if you're let out and left to your own devices, it's not going to get any better. So that has not played in his favor at all.
And Mike, if you can sort of read us in here on what this also says about the larger team around Sean Diddy Combs, noting here that the judge writes the sufficiency of any condition that would place trust in Combs and individuals in his employment, like a private security detail, to follow these conditions. I mean, they're really questioning everyone around him as well.
They are. And Kana, just listen to you and Shauna talk, I really began to think about not only his associates and who's on his payroll, but also Kana, his family. Sean Combs has a very strong immediate family with his children who also do hold a level of social currency and culture, and who also, too, are really influential on social media. I'm thinking about Kana recently. We saw that was posted on Instagram where the children were gathered around a table and was able to communicate with Sean Combs behind bars to wish him a happy birthday. And you can hear Sean Combs on the speakerphone. They're talking about the love they have for the father. The father is talking about the love that they have for them. So really signaling to any potential witnesses that his children are a tight unit, has great social media currency. Also, too, his sons are actually involved in the music industry, to which before he was arrested, his son made a rap song really questioning the federal government, really questioning potential witnesses to go forward against his father. So when you tie all those things together, you look at the social media dynamic, the social currency, the ability to use music to possibly influence and cross distress to amongst witnesses. That is all part of the safety to which the judge is talking about.
Gondil has also received calls from Diddy, urging him to stay silent. Diddy wants media attention on his case to die down so that he can figure out how to escape the predicament. His legal team is seeking a gag order to prevent media coverage and has sent cease and desist letters to multiple individuals, including Piers Morgan.
How you feel about Diddy bond being denied?
Well, they knew that was going to happen. You understand? It's no way, based on the evidence that the prosecutor presented, that the judge was going to allow him to be bonded out on the first get-go. Now, if he comes up with some more hearings, he might be released. But based on the evidence, they've been following him, bro. They've been tapping his phone, been having people watch him. You understand? He been coming back and forth from New York, and he don't usually be coming back to New York. And somebody was telling me that, yo, listen here, yo, he trying to get witnesses. Remember when they released that first thing of Cassie, and I said that Diddy was trying to contact people for character witnesses, people for who he had problems with before, whatever like that, and trying to talk to them in the whole 9 yards. That's when they dropped that thing with Cassie. The Homeland Security had some agency or whatever like that that deals with that, dropped that thing on Cassie to show everybody, oh, y'all want to help him? Y'all, this is what y'all want to help? This is who y'all want to, say that he ain't never did nothing. This is what you want to put your brand on? And everybody started backing up from him. Everybody was talking about, yo, man, Cassie was a gold digger. Cassie was this, that, and the third. She loved it in the whole 9 yards. And then when they seen that, all his friends or so-called friends, went away. So him not having a bond is not surprising.
Yeah, and he offered them $50 million, and they still denied his bond.
He should have waited to see what they was going to offer. Because if he got $50 million to get him and offer that, then they think like, yo, that's too little of a money.
And you right about Diddy's phone being tapped, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
No, I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna give this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he want to reach out to you, Gene. He want to speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burroughs did say to me that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? Yo, because, bro, listen, I didn't ask to be put in this situation. You understand? And a lot of people ain't going to understand this because a lot of people wouldn't give up what I've given up to be in this situation. You understand? My whole thing about it is when you lean on right, you ain't gonna never turn to wrong. And my whole thing about it is that Puff wasn't right what he did to people around us, man. He wasn't right what he did to people around us. Him being hard-headed, not listening, and not telling the truth and constantly lying cost a lot of people their lives, man. It cost a lot of people their lives. I want him to understand. When I told him, if we don't do something to these doors, people gonna die tonight. And forget, and I wanna say F what other people say, everybody know I told him that. Our whole crew know I told him that. From Slick to Nord, Bunny, Big Boy, Eddie, all the people that was with us that night know I told him that. 9 people end up dead. Everybody know I told him. Not everybody, but Paul was there. D-Rock. Some of the Bad Boy Street teams. If we go to this party tonight, somebody gonna die. I got intel from 2 top gangsters. From a dude rolling with Jodeci. I got intel, bro. We go to the party, somebody gonna die. Big's music, I hate to hear it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know what I did. I know what I said. They know what I said. So it don't hurt me. It's a feeling that you get when you know something didn't have to happen.
Diddy is also taking legal action against those targeting him. With bail off the table, Diddy is reportedly losing grip on the situation. Initially thinking he would be released within a week, it has now been almost 6 months. The latest ruling indicates that he will remain at the Metropolitan Detention Center for at least 2 more years before his sentencing. The seriousness of the situation is reportedly affecting Diddy, with inmates claiming he is feeling depressed. He was recently found crying and yelling, asking guards to release him. Diddy never anticipated ending up in jail, especially after publicly confessing to his actions. Just weeks before his arrest, he was awarded the key to the city of New York.
Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, or should we say inmate 37452-054, is facing a living nightmare at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. A jail described as hell on earth. Violence, drug use, threats to life, and shared showers. No, we're not talking about Diddy's freak-offs. This is just another brutal day inside MDC. In today's episode of the Infographics Show, we'll explore Diddy's new home and his life inside NYC's hellhole jail. Diddy is currently living the counter-life to his hyper-luxurious existence that came crashing to an end in September 2024, when he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise, which included reams of sexual offenses against women. Diddy rapped his way into stardom in the 90s, eventually racking up a net worth of around $1 billion through music, fashion, restaurants, vodka, and TV. In his prime, he held so-called white parties where a who's who of fame and fortune had the opportunity to snort rails from the tanned bodies of call girls. These X-rated shindigs had an adult-only element where guests could indulge their most lurid fantasies. These were marathon orgies where the escorts servicing the VIPs would have to use intravenous drips to recover from days of non-stop sex and rampant drug use. Diddy is now doing hard time in a Spartan prison cell at the MDC, where the only white lines he sees are the ones he's told to stand behind as he strips and is ordered to drop and cough. As the most high-profile prisoner in the USA, everything he does is strictly monitored. His every move is recorded. He can't scratch his nose without someone watching. And you can be sure he won't end up sharing a cell with a muscular thug with hands big enough to screw off human heads. Diddy is currently being held in the Special Housing Unit, aka the SHU, a 23-hour lockdown part of the prison. That means he's purposefully being kept away from the general population, which according to a former warden is because he wouldn't last a minute in the main part of the jail.
A former warden at the MDC has provided insights into the conditions Diddy is facing. Lindsay states that Diddy is a prime target in a prison full of dangerous individuals. The MDC is described as a hell on earth for people like Diddy. Regardless of where he is sent, he will remain a target, as individuals convicted of child molestation rarely survive in prison.
But one former warden who worked at the facility says Combs's life could still be in danger there. And that former warden is Cameron Lindsay, and she joins me now. Cameron, great to have you here. We just read it out loud. One lawyer for one inmate called it the MDC overcrowded and understaffed, hell on earth. Combs's own lawyers called it horrific. Why are conditions so bad there?
Well, it's been a number of years since I've been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, but what I can tell you is New York City, being the biggest, most populated city in America, the MDC has a difficult time recruiting and retaining staff. So one of the key issues is the lack of staffing. And it would be unfair for me not to mention that the vast majority of MDC staff are hardworking, salt of the earth, well-trained people. I know many of them. They're fantastic people. Unfortunately, however, there has been a disproportionate element of corruption within the ranks of MDC. And I think that has to do with a number of factors, to include the inability to hold on to the really good staff.
Yeah.
Many of them leave.
Combs isn't the only famous inmate to be housed there. We had Sam Bankman-Fried there, R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell. They were all inmates there. Sean Combs is being kept away from the general inmate population. You say his fame makes him a target.
Yeah, sure. And not necessarily at the MDC only. I mean,
anywhere.
Yes, in my humble estimation, his life, his safety is in jeopardy in any correctional lockup right now. If it is true, as reported, that he is housed in the special housing unit, it's important to note that the special housing unit is a lockdown, 24-hour lockdown unit. The MDC Brooklyn is a high-rise. The vast majority of the floors are general population floors. But the special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown facility. So this is for Mr. Combs' protection. His incredible worldwide celebrity combined with the allegations, the charges now, and indictment, of course, of acts of violence against women make him a very attractive target.
All right.
Obviously, they need to safeguard him.
This is a man accustomed to the very finest. He was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City, known for its luxury suites and exceptional food and wine, where one-bedroom suites start at $3,000 a night. He was probably staying in something larger. What is life like for him now at the MDC?
I would say 100% total culture shock. The MDC is, I've used the word austere a lot, but it is. It's austere, it's strict, it's impersonal, it's cold, and it is a very tough place to be detained.
Yeah, we've got 1 hour of rec time a day, 3 showers a week, a 6 a.m. wake-up call. He's expected to make his own bed and mop his floor, 3 meals a day delivered to his jail cell door.
I don't know about mopping the floor, but definitely the lights come on at early morning around 6, if not somewhat earlier. The thing is, Liz, being in administrative detention, being in the special housing unit, he's not going to experience the regular daily life that most inmates or detainees go through. Because he's in protection status, if that is validated, then he will be locked in the cell 23 hours a day with 1 hour recreation in a fenced-in area where I would certainly expect for him to be recreating alone. 3 showers a week, as you pointed out. And
Larry Levon, a former MDC inmate now teaching others how to survive in prison, shares similar views. He reports that Diddy is refusing to eat because he fears someone may attempt to poison him. The MDC is the same facility where Jeffrey Epstein died, and Diddy is reportedly worried that he could meet the same fate. A recent investigation has uncovered the severe conditions at the MDC, so extreme that judges are allegedly avoiding sending inmates there. Reports indicate inmates endure inadequate heating during the winter, poor sanitation, and allegations of prisoners being left in freezing conditions without proper clothing or heating.
It's now been 1 week since the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy is now at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a place that's been described as hell on earth. Fox 5's Lisa Evers is at MDC right now on Diddy's life behind bars. Lisa, what are you finding out tonight?
Well, Natasha and Steve, for the first time in his life, Sean Diddy Combs has spent a week behind bars. He's here inside MDC, where he's been since his arrest on Monday night on federal sex trafficking and other charges, to all of which he's pleaded not guilty. There's no VIP section, there is no concierge, only con men, killers, and kingpins. MDC is so bad, federal judges have questioned the harsh conditions for those here awaiting trial. So bad, I was here 2 years ago during a cold spell, reporting on detainees with no heat, pounding on windows for help. There was even a congressional inquiry. But take the word of a former inmate I spoke with who goes by Esco.
It's terrible. The food is terrible. Of course, the inmates are terrible. The guards are terrible. The conditions are terrible. It's just terrible.
The inmates that you're surrounded around, just in general, a lot of them are brought up on pretty heavy federal indictments, right? So just in terms of the atmosphere there, it's just certainly one that no one wants to be in.
Combs was placed in a special housing unit and on suicide watch, the standard protocol for high-profile celebrity detainees. The disgraced mogul was denied bail by 2 separate judges. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, asked the court to transfer him to the federal detention section at the Essex County Jail, but the judge deferred to the Bureau of Prisons. Federal trial attorney Philip Hamilton says lockdown can mean a lot less time to prepare your defense.
In terms of fighting their case, it just makes it all the more difficult, because now in terms of you being able to communicate with your attorney, you are at the realms of just what's going on with respect to the facility. Is it on lockdown? Is the facility letting visitors in?
Gandhi argues that the real reason Diddy is behind bars is that he tried to blackmail the wrong person. Diddy had a history of attempting to blackmail powerful figures, a tactic that helped him build his billion-dollar empire. Now, some of the most influential celebrities, politicians, athletes, and even royals are allegedly turning against him. As the case progresses, it's clear Diddy's legal troubles are far from over. With growing evidence, denied bail, and increasing pressure from prosecutors and the media, his future remains uncertain. Will he be able to escape the consequences, or is this just the beginning of a much larger downfall? Share your thoughts in the comments.